Hey everyone, welcome to the stream today. My name is Miriam. I'm live with Justin Higgins from 24hourhomepage.com to talk about his product hunt launch. Hey Justin, how are you?
Doing great, Miriam. It is exhausting launching on Product Hunt. This is my first launch, and it's pretty tiring, but a blast. You're like so many different people are giving you so many different pieces of feedback. It's a good start to the day.
Yeah. So let's kick off. We'll see if people join and have some questions for you. And I know you're busy, but love to chat with you about everything you've done to prepare for this launch and the amazing cash giveaway that you're doing as well. So first, why don't we just explain what 24-hour homepage is?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a creative art project. It's sort of an internet artifact where visitors will see one image per second, clickable image per second for the corresponding second of the day. And every 24 hours, the content repeats itself. So if you want to join as a publisher, you can literally own a piece of the day. But if you want to just watch as a viewer, you can watch interesting stories come by, set it as your homepage, and maybe once you open up a tab, you might see a webcomic fly by, or somebody selling their t-shirts or a piece of poetry. It's really just a creative canvas for people on the internet, kind of an old school internet creativity project. That's the gist of it. It's definitely not your typical internet product or product hunt product, but there's some context to that too.
Yeah, why don't we go into that a little bit of your inspiration and motivations for building this?
Yeah, absolutely. So I love building things. I'm a software engineer. I've been in the industry for over 10 years. Several years ago, I built something, a product that was near and dear to me. It was a resource sharing platform for mobile and web. And I realized that I was avoiding what's uncomfortable work for me, which is talking to strangers, cold emailing, cold calling, getting a lot of like marketing and sales out there. I'm much more comfortable with code. But I still have this yearning to build something and connect to other people. So sometime last year, I said I had this idea for like a 24-hour experience, and then I kind of joined these two needs. I wanted to build something creative, but also grow as a communicator, not just repeat the same issues from the past. So 24-hour homepage is born. It's something that is simple enough that's not going to add bells and whistles and like really tempt me with feature development. And it forces me to get out there and try new experiments for growth. So that's what I'm doing every week. I document what I got up to last week to get people's attention, to get new artists or entrepreneurs or builders on the site and aware of it. Knowing nothing about it, that's kind of my context. If you have a similar idea, I think this is a great strategy. Maybe you could learn some of the things from me. I gave a summary talk at JSLA recently, which had profiled all the stuff up until that point. This is at the end of May. And now I feel like I have another talk's worth of content since then of all the experiments I've been running. So it's been a blast so far.
What do you think that it is about the marketing and the sales that you were uncomfortable with doing?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think it's just the boogeyman or the here be dragons element to it. There's something about like faceless communication, cold communication that had it's like maybe you're introduced to a friend, or usually in real life situations, there's always usually a context that draws people together that you can pick it up pretty quickly. You're at the same event, you work together, so it's pretty easy to start conversations there. Part of that was my my trepidation. And I think as long as I've been using the internet, I kind of shy more towards consuming rather than producing. The 99-to-1 rule. Say like 99% of the internet is like in lurking mode versus like a producer mode. So it's old habits die hard. I really don't need it to like look and do have something to hold myself accountable publicly that this is where I want to grow.
Yeah. And where are you documenting all your experiments that you're running?
So right now it's my blog at Medium. That's just higgins.medium.com. But I also do it pretty regularly on Twitter, sort of a digest of the weekly learnings there. The newsletter I have, which is linked on both those sites, is basically a rehashing of that. I still have this, I when I want to communicate to people, I want it to provide some value rather than a lot of like the blog spam ideas that are out there. Like, here's what I had for breakfast and cast it everywhere on the internet. So yeah, I try to keep it to one post a week. However, on Twitter, I might have more of a active posting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's so many places now that you're expected to be on as a creator when you're building. It's like Reddit, Indie Hackers, Medium, your own website, start a blog, be on Twitch, build in public. It's like intense.
Yeah, I spoke to a podcast host who referenced, is that, my agent connected me to these people. Like, oh shoot, I thought you were just a software engineer, but you have agent representation. So good for them.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah,
one of those. Gonna be an agent, trying to be like on that level for sure. So let's talk a little bit about what you did to prepare for this upcoming product hunt launch. And which, by the way, thank you for trusting me to hunt it.
Oh, thank you for doing it. I mean, so some context, Miriam and I met in the 100 in 100 challenge, which is about getting 100 customers for a single product that you're building or growing in 100 days. It's an awesome community, and Miriam and I connected pretty early on, and just it's been great. So I also, you're the one who told me about hunters. So like, you are the in my mind the master product hunter. So thank you. So some context and another another like light on your mastery there. I was going to launch on Product Hunt the week that I gave that big talk. I had something else. I was running this big Twitter experiment that week too. And Miriam, you had the insane wisdom to like caution me not to do that, because if I would have been so burned out just seeing how much feedback there is today. There's no way I could have done it. So it got delayed, thankfully, till today. So my whole kind of philosophy with this process is to if an idea comes to me and if it comes back to me later, so I write it down initially, and if it keeps coming back to me in my headspace or in my reviews of my ideas, and I think it's still viable or it's worth the attention, then it bubbles up, and I cue it for an experiment. So I keep a spreadsheet of, I call it my product hunt launch list, and it's not a huge amount, but if I found somebody who I thought would be interested in hearing about it on launch day, all the little elements aggregated from the hundreds of, although I think the like how to win on Product Hunt articles, I think the Product Hunt one by themselves is great. That's where I base most of it on, because you can get lost in how many tutorial articles there are. So just so I kept a spreadsheet of all the it's a run book. It's an engineering pattern you do before launching something. Execute all the items on a run book before, after, during, and it keeps you kind of focused, because especially for this thing, you only have 24 hours, so you got to make sure that you cross all your T's and dot all your I's. So things like emailing all my customers, emailing friends and family, email or messaging a certain Slack channels, things like that. They're all documented here. And then the affiliate program was one that really shined. It was kind of like something I had been considering, and then I had planned on doing it after the launch. It wasn't even on my product hunt launch list. I said, it seems like a pretty good, incentive to do with it. So why don't I do them in tandem? And the idea there is that, there's 24 hours in a day. That's 86,400 seconds. And there's a sweet spot in my mind for how this product will grow. And that's once an hour of the day is sold, it becomes a different beast. There's 3,600 people or images have been uploaded to the site, and that shows a lot of traction. So I said, well, what if I can incentivize that first hour of the day for other people to help sell? They'll get some referrals for it. Some of it was some of my initial modeling was just giving it away or giving it a reduced cost. And some of my sales have been like that. But this way, you join as an affiliate and you get 90% of the sales that's made. And it's 90% because I really want everyone to succeed. I don't see any other affiliate programs out there that are giving away that much of their sale. So yeah, it is an experiment. And I'm like all my other experiments, I'm gonna be documenting it on the blog.
It's freaking amazing. So just to kind of recap that for anyone who's watching, Justin is giving away over $20,000 as part of this product hunt launch, as part of 24-hour homepage, which is $9. So every second costs $10. You can get 90% of every sale you make. So that's $9 for every second that you sell. And he's running it for up until an hour is sold through the affiliate contest.
Yep.
Is that correct? Okay.
That's a beautiful recap. I have a tendency to have I call it diary of the mouth sometimes. Let me tell you a full history of this. But yeah, so an hour of the day, not an hour of the experiment running. If it takes several weeks to get an hour of the day sold, and that's that's where we're at.
If one person sells an hour, that's
$24,700. Yeah.
Dude, that's so cool. I'm about it.
Yeah.
You know what would be cool? I wonder if I could contact some people that I know that make movies, or those mini shorts.
Yeah.
And then have them buy some time, like a trailer.
Yeah. It's a great spot for it. It's definitely, in terms of digital advertising, it's totally asynchronous or atypical. So many ad platforms are all about hyper targeting, know everything about your demographic and record cookies everywhere, track everything, and then constantly tune your message based on more information you get. So it's kind of disingenuous in a lot of the products. It's not like Nike doesn't just sell shoes; they sell. They cater their message based on who is listening. So this is really challenging people. What are you trying to say to everyone? Regardless of who's listening. Are you selling something? Are you bringing something into the world that is agnostic of the audience? It's not as it's more authentic to say, this is what I want, this is what we stand for. And I'm putting my signature in time, because you can't, once you upload and publish, you're not going to be able to change it. it's a piece of art that's living online for forever. So
Right.
Artists, storytellers, they definitely vibe with it.
Totally. We do have some people that are tuning in, which is awesome. Say hello. Drop a note in the comments, because I would love to know who's tuning in and watching this stream. And definitely make sure you guys check out Justin's product hunt launch. It is live today. We went and hunted it at 12:01 Pacific time. Right now, you're sitting at number 2. You were at number 3 about 30 minutes ago, and you've popped back up to number 2, which is awesome. 72 upvotes and lots of comments. So what's your plan for the day? How are you managing all of this traffic? What have you done so far to push the feedback flow?
So I'm sitting in this chair for the rest of the day, messaging out this product hunt launch list that I've set up, and trying to be as fast and responsive to people who come in via Twitter. Twitter is like the tool of choice right now. I do have some batch emails, as I mentioned before, previous customers, previous people who express interest. There are a bunch of people I've been in dialogue with who aren't customers, who have kind of been on the fence about joining, but like want to see more involvement in the community. So keeping them in the loop as well. That's the big strategy, are those two, answering as many questions as they come, as fast as I can.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's do some shout outs here. So Michael, I know Michael from Twitter for sure. I think you introduced me to Michael. He's doing something really cool. Yeah, he's doing the mental health. He's also working on a mental health project.
Right on. Yeah. Michael, are you in the chat?
No, I'm on the 24-hour homepage product hunt launch.
Oh, right on.
So he commented, he loves it. There's Shivam. He's an organizer here for Product Hunt in the Tampa area. Let's see, who else do we see here? Uger, we were talking about him. He's a product reviewer on YouTube. He has a YouTube channel. He reviews products. Great to see you chiming in. Loving all the support from the community here.
Oh, that's so nice to see. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's like, it's great. I don't get the product hunt notifications as fast as I get Twitter notifications. So it's this nice little digestible thing. You come in there and you see 3 new comments all supporting it. Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And what are you hoping for at the end of all this? What do you want to be? What are you striving for? Do you have a goal for the day?
For the day, is to get as many people aware of the product and commenting and giving it their feedback as possible. I mean, it'd be amazing to be number 1, but there are so many great products out there, so many great creators. That's one of the huge learnings of this, is that when you stay in your head developing ideas, but you're not like communicating them with others, you don't realize how many similar people are out there also creating, testing their ideas, shopping them up. So I love the community, and if I'm providing value in any way, creatively, maybe inspiring them on my uncomfortable learnings and journey there, then like a huge win. Some people have already said that they've watched the JSLA talk and got a lot of value from that. So I'm really glad to hear that.
Yeah, that was a fantastic talk.
Thank you.
If anyone's watching, and you can scroll back, we posted the link to that. And you talked a lot about some of the tactics. Rejection therapy is one of my favorites that I've taken away. Do you want to recap any of the other tips and tricks that you've shared there for people?
Yeah, I think in summary, the thing is just to do anything that you think that comes to mind. I already kind of alluded to this, but if it comes to your mind more than once, it's probably interesting. It's kind of like you should kill an idea like fast or execute on it. Because, for instance, the Chrome extension that I shipped earlier this week, one customer was interested in how many people are actually setting the site as their homepage. I said, well, browsers, there's no way to actually measure that because browsers have it as a private setting. So you can't do it. I could write an extension, a Chrome extension, and anyway, that idea had like stayed with me for a while and kept coming back. I was like, I put it off initially because it was like, oh, it's more development, and my whole thesis was like, don't code things, like work on the marketing side. But here's a customer who says it would be interesting, and even if it doesn't solve it 100%, it gets closer. So the thesis is like, keep these ideas around, like write them down, document them. I use all kinds of sticky pads to keep them physically in front of my face, and then start prioritizing that. And yeah, just execute, just keep going. So some of those learnings along the way, like Miriam mentioned, the rejection therapy, things that help you where you're already uncomfortable. Rejection therapy is a specific tool where every day you need to be rejected. You need to ask a stranger for something that you would like, but is in a space that you might get rejected. Like, hey, can you check out my website? It could be simple as that. And if somebody says no, then you've won the challenge therapy that day. Yeah, it's definitely an odd way to go about things, but there's plenty more of those learnings in the talk.
Yeah, I've started rejection therapy myself, and maybe I'll apply it for my affiliate link because I'm definitely going to try to get some of this 24K.
Nice.
I'm dropping my affiliate link here. So buy a second or 10, and there's the link. So once you buy a second, it becomes yours forever. You can put whatever you want on the second in 24hourhomepage.com. It stays there. It links to a page of your choice. Highly suggest doing it. Use my affiliate link. What other things should we mention before we wrap up this stream and let you get back to the hunt?
Yeah, I am an open book. Any questions y'all have about either my journey growing this thing from conception to actually growing it? It spent a lot of time in ideation before I ever built it. I spent a lot of time researching, like, should I even do this thing? And then I really just want to provide as much value to the community as I can. If it takes, like I've told every customer and everybody who visits the site, if it takes 10 years to complete, that's fine. As Miriam knows, I'm doing job interviews right now too. So it's designed to be something that I'm growing in tandem with the site. So I love the feedback, even if it's not today. If you have something to say, love to hear it. So,
how can people get in touch with you?
Yeah, they can reach me at Twitter would be the fastest way, probably. That's Justin Projects as my handle. Or they can email me at justin@24hourhomepage.com. I'm nearly always online.
Yeah, definitely. Me too. Well, this has been great. So you've already sold almost 1,000 seconds. So at that rate, how long would it take you to sell the whole day? Do you know? Have you done that?
I have not done that math. That's also
Do we
scary
want
math.
to do? Sometimes
Yeah,
ignorance is bliss.
yeah. I am comfortable with the pace it's been at so far. I do know that the pace will change a little bit when more of my attention is divided from full time. Doing contract work and this, but I intend to do larger experiments as my attention shifts. So rather um, uh, like weekly or bi-weekly, do like bigger kind of marketing stunts to get people's attention on it. And hopefully some of those will have more of a adoption. So I don't know, but I think you've kind of planted the seed. So I'll do the math, and 1,000. I'll launch the end of February. That's March, April, May, June, July. So say 5 months to get 1,000. Let's say 6 months to get 1,000. So a year to get 2,000. 40 years, 40 something years, 43 years. That's right. But I don't expect it to be that. I expect once you reach, so part of this, the story, the growth story is that, I don't know if you can see it, but I have this, so that's the first dollar sold. Then there's this never give up poster and then a 1 hour of published content reminder as the an important benchmark to hit. Once I hit that, it's a more compelling story, I feel, for like national media or other outlets to say, oh, look what this person's been able to do as a quarantine project, or the endless number of ways that you can tell a story, as the website shows.
I just thought of one more question. So the guy who did that million pixel or whatever project that was, that people always are like, oh, it's kind of similar to that. Have you tried reaching out to them? Are they still alive?
Yeah, Alex too. He's the CEO of Calm, the meditation app. Yeah,
yeah. Wow, so, that's cool.
Yeah, I sent him another email last night. I've sent a few emails now. I haven't been as aggressive as like other like big celebrity potential people, but I'm hopeful. Alex, if you're listening to this, hit me up. I would love to know what you think. I know there's been a lot of, since that project launched 20 years ago, plenty of like spin-off, like pure copycat products, like the $10,000 homepage was a one. And then there's one for NFTs for on the blockchain. But this is the first one that has ever done time, and it has a completely different element to it as well, that you can't experience the full product when you first visit the site. You have to, once the idea stays with you, it takes 24 hours for you to experience the completeness of the project. Whereas all these other ones, you see it and like, okay, you basically get it. Maybe you'll scan your thing, but this one is like a test of patience. It's a slower drip. So, but now you've nudged me, so I want to ping him again before the end of the day. I'll add that as another goal. I'll see if he can reply. If anybody knows Alex too, connect me, please.
Is he on Twitter?
He is on Twitter. His handle is Tewey, Tewey.
Cool. Yeah, message me that. Because I would love to chat with Alex too, because he's doing Calm, which is interesting. It's an app and has some similar things with what I'm working on. So we can combat that together. I can start tagging him in some tweets. Like, hey, Alex, check this out. Let's get everyone to tag it.
Oh, that'd be great. I love that strategy. Yes, everybody tag at Tewey on Twitter. Say, hey, we found your spiritual successor to the $1 Million homepage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be cool. I have another question. Sorry, I keep thinking of stuff. So if I buy, let's say someone buys a minute, for example. Is there any way for them to add sound to their stuff?
Great question. I haven't added that feature yet. It has been bubbling up in my mind, but
Yeah.
the uh, I might do it as a one-off for people who are interested in it, who speak to me. I'm part of my hesitation here is that for the people who have already purchased and published, who've already created under the medium as this visual only thing, I don't want them to feel like they have lost something. Oh, they didn't get to add sound to theirs. So but yeah, I'm like, as I call out in the FAQ, open book, any feature feedback or anything you'd like to share, I'm all ears. So if that keeps you interested in the product, then I might add it. Yeah.
I think that would be kind of cool. I like to submit that as a feature request.
Cool.
The ability to do sounds when you're just like, you're watching and then all of a sudden it's like, hi, or something.
Yeah. That would be pretty fun.
Yeah. Well, very cool. I'm excited to have met you at this point in your journey and to follow along and see how this homepage develops. I've got some slots locked in myself, so that's exciting. And highly encourage anyone who's watching to lock theirs in.
Yeah. And again, I'm an open book. If you all have any questions or feedback, love to hear it. Thanks for joining, and thanks for having me and hunting this, Miriam.
Yep. Thank you, Justin. We're going to power through the rest of the day. Everyone, make sure to check it out. And thanks for tuning in. Hope you all are having a wonderful Sunday. That's us.
Great. Bye.